Hello, everyone. Excuse me, and welcome to week 2 of our INT 1109 application and database concepts course. I noticed that there are some confusion about just what you're required to do as far as assignments. I'm going to go over the basically the requirements for week 2, but if you need to go back to week 1, please do. You can still. I will not add any late penalty, any penalty, excuse me, for late work. So please take the opportunity actually to start in week 1 if you have not, because it'll help you move into the case study assignments for, well, basically the rest of the course. So here, let me share my screen. Let's make sure I got the right screen. Yes, and as you know, here's our course. I want to reiterate again, please check the instructor announcement. This is where this video will be posted, but there's quite quite a lot of information in the announcements. Some of it is useful. Some of it you'll just have to review, but please do not hesitate to take a look. So let me just briefly cover again week 1, because this is very important that you understand what's required of you. Remember, we do have an ebook in this course. It's right basically here in the top. It's by Cengage, and I'm going to open it up. Your view may be a little different, but the instructions should be the same for this new perspectives of Microsoft Access 2013. You have the tutorials. This is essentially where you will expand the information, starting with tutorial 1 with the case studies, and I'll come back to that. So basically, you have 2 things that you're responsible for. If you look, for example, in lesson 1, the first thing, basically the discussion questions, I don't need to cover those. You just open up the prompts and read the question and then respond. And there's a few in there from a couple students, so please just follow their example. There's a ton of information in here, including the objectives or topics that all reference the textbook. There's even a tutorial presentation, a PowerPoint. Please open that up because it'll help you to get started and then read through the key terms. So please, this is the first place you want to start here. There's this particular link is just essentially a zip file. If you click on that, it will download it to your system. I jumped the gun here, and basically you can double click on that and it will open up, it's Access 1. This is where you would need to start, and these are zip, but you can access these without unzipping them. So once again, this is basically all the files that you need. So like, for example, case 1, there's an ACCDB file program, and when you click on this should launch Microsoft Access, which is what you're looking at now. And basically, Access is Microsoft's database tool. And if you don't understand that, please reference the textbook, because it'll explain exactly what Access is and Access database. So I will come back to that. So once again, this is essentially the link that will provide you at least all of the files. Okay, let's say in lesson 1, you need, I'll start with the lesson 1 review assignments. When you click on that assignment, it opens up a list of instructions, basically how to access the data files, which is the same as what you just saw. So if you click on this this link here, lesson 1 data files, it'll actually provide you essentially download all the data files for this lesson. So don't be confused by it. I would just go into each of the lessons and remember here you have access 1 and access and all the cases and all that, and access 2. And these all are in alignment with the tutorials in the ebook. And like I said, I'll go over that in a second. So that's how you download the files. And I know that several of you have downloaded files and you're not quite sure where to go from there. So just to, I'm going to go through the lesson 1 case problem. Essentially, when you click on the textbook, well, when you open up the case problem, it gives you a list of instructions, right? Basically, Microsoft basically is pointing you to the textbook, this Microsoft Access to 2013. Click on the lesson 1 data files, etc. And once again, there's this Access 1 folder, and you want to click on the Case 2 folder to open up the actual Access database file. So let me go back to those files, and I'll kind of give you an idea of what you need to do to follow the instructions. So here, I've downloaded this several times, but so basically it says click on the Access 1 folder, right? And then click on the Case 2. And in here, there's several database files, and there's an agreement. But you don't really need to do anything here. This is when you want to navigate to the textbook. And basically, you click on that creating a database. And here, this, is case problem 2, case problem 1, etc. So in case problem 2, which corresponds with this information from case 2, so you just follow these instructions after teaching English, etc. High school, it talks about basically you're still learning how to create a database. So you create a new blank database named O'Brien, save it to the folder where you're storing your files. And once again, without having to walk through this step by step, both the PowerPoint back on Moodle here and the textbook itself will give you instructions as to how basically to create a database. To do a brief overview, and the easiest way to do it once you've opened up, sorry, I'm jumping around here, but I want to give you a good start. So let's say we're opening up this client, or double clicking on this client ACCDB file, and it opens up, it just opens up the Microsoft Access, and of course you want to enable the client. And this is actually pointing to the fact that it's just a blank, has a table in here that has really nothing to it. So it's actually giving you the opportunity to save this database. Excuse me. I clicked on it too many times, so let me do this again. So if you go in here, you enable contact, save as, and then this is where you would name it. In this case, O'Brien. Save it. So now you can walk through the steps with this blank. See, it's labeled O'Brien database, and it's saved on your local system. So I'm not going to do anything with it. I want you to go ahead and try to walk through these steps. Once again, I recommend not just going straight to the textbook back in Moodle or Classroom. You do have this presentation here, which will definitely help you as far as the tutorials. So you are tasked to go ahead and read this because this will essentially, and I'll just open it up here just to show you that there's a ton of useful information in here about using Access, what you need to do. please go through this PowerPoint. Um, I, it's designed so that you can go through it and you can have a good idea. So that's the setup for everything that you need to do in this course. And essentially every lesson, I mean, we're in lesson 2, there's other PowerPoints that talk about other aspects of database, and data manipulation. And then you have your review assignments based on the PowerPoints and the key terms, and then your case problems. And then there's an assessment too, it's just a little quiz. Please, that's what you required to accomplish. If you have not done it in week 1, please work as much as you can. I would like to see everyone at least try to get through these assignments and the quizzes. And basically the week 2 is very, very similar. You're moving to different aspects of database, but you need to familiarize yourself with Microsoft Access. Even if it's just going through the PowerPoints, opening up Access on your system and just walking through a few of the very basic exercises. I will help you if you're stuck on one of the aspects. It seems like it's very complicated, but it's really just giving you an introduction to manipulating data within a database environment. So once again, we're in lesson 2. Please don't hesitate to contact me. My contact information is under the instructor announcements. There's quite a bit in here that will help you along the way. So good luck. Here we go, week 2. All right, take care.